Okay, so the 1 month race is about to start. This race is going to use both the Torment and the Bloodline League rules. I'm doing this in normal, not hardcore, and the reason for that is that if we look at the rewards, you actually get a nice reward for the blue version. Here we go. I prefer the blue one. Also, let me play a bit more aggressively and build with typical crit witch. I began with witch as opposed to shadow because the shadow's early passive tree is just really rubbish, to be honest. Whereas with a crit witch, you get the spell damage, and these two nodes here are just amazing. And then you go into energy shield, which you're going to need anyway because this is an energy shield based build. So fairly standard beginning. These two nodes here are fairly optional for later on, but we'll get them now because they increase our damage. After that, we come along here towards the shadow tree. We're going to get this crit. We're also going to get quickness. Quickness is going to increase the movement speed, which is a real quality of life improvement. So movement speed is going to increase your survivability because you can run away from danger, and also going to directly improve your clear speeds. Then we get the power charge. Ghost Reaver is going to come much later, but we are going to need it when Energy Shield becomes completely dominant. You have to have Ghost Reaver. Come around here, more spell crit. This bit here is much later on. It's quite a late game transition. We're going to go into auras, but we don't worry about that for now. After that, we're going down here. We're going to get the extra Energy Shield. And we also get Harrier, so that's attack speed, cast speed and movement speed. All those three are useful. Later on we're going to be needing that attack speed because we're going to go into a cast on crit build. So we're going to be switching to a spectral throw cast on crit at around level 60. We're going to be using Vagans for that because we've got no accuracy, and a Vagan modifier will mean that we never miss. This requires relatively low damage output weapons, but this is not a problem because the damages can be coming from the spells. Right, so we then go down here, we can get Inner Force. Inner Force is going to buff the Heralds. So we're going to be using two of the Heralds, Herald of Ice and Herald of Thunder. You can't use Herald of Fire because it's dependent on physical, and we're not doing much physical. This is quite considerable damage increase. Also it means that all of our attacks are going to have the possibility of shocking and freezing the enemies. Since we're running a high crit damage build, that's going to be quite likely. We're also going to get Shape Orb here. That's going to improve our mana regeneration. With that, we're going to have mana regeneration base of around 80%, which is quite nice. Once we're done with that, we go up here. Get another power charge, a bit more energy shield en route. This is optional, these three, but you're probably going to need them. Then we're going to get the last of the spell crit. It's another 30% multiplier. So once we get this node here, we're then ready for the next transition, which is into the aura buffing. So we've got 3 auras here. I'd actually go with these 3 first, and before we move into these ones. With that done, we then move into our final transition, which is going to be into a low life build. So we go down here, we get these nodes, and the fact that it offers the endurance and the power charges is something secondary. We probably want to get those later. We might pick up the power charge now. The endurance charges are fairly nice things to have though. But we're going down here for blood magic. This means we can have massive amounts of reduction on our reserved. It means we can have lots and lots of auras all running at the same time. You're going to be extremely vulnerable to chaos damage, but you can buff resistances to make that survivable. So we have these ones too, and then we pick up Pain Attunement. So that's 30% more damage, just flat more, not increased. On top of that, we're going to have an awful lot of auras running. We're going to have both of those auras. We're going to have some survivability auras, and that's going to make us fairly unstoppable Wrecker machines when we get to that point.